welcome again back for another episode of the Commission Project. So, as always, we have me, Wendy, the hostess with the mostest, all the way over on my right-hand side. Who do we have?
Johnny.
And in our middle, we have Andrew Guy here with us again, and we're going to be talking all about, guess what, guys? Federal politics this time. Whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Welcome, Andrew. Welcome.
Who controls? So, like right now, where we are in the world with this oil crisis.
Yeah.
Which part of government? I know, like we all point the finger to the Prime Minister, but which department per se does one look at when it comes to that? Because this is touching foreign affairs. It's touching. The economy, trade.
Economy,
all that. It's been really very challenging times. Again, to your point, it's not an easy job to be, to be in government. So this is one of the most challenging time, and that I think people may be reminded of when we went through COVID-19. There's been some decisions and some events that would have reminded people of that. I think a couple of weeks ago we had the Prime Minister's address to the nation.
Yes.
The last time that happened was when we were going through the COVID-19.
That is true.
Even though it was just about 3-minute address, it was there was a build-up about it. Because it was so unique in a way. But what was in that address was just the Prime Minister trying to calm the temperature down. That we got this under control. We're doing what we can. Go about your life, as usual. Just don't take more fuel than you need in your car. Which was good. The other thing that also being done by the federal government has been to form what we call the National Cabinet.
Okay.
So the National Cabinet is made up of the representative from the federal government and the states government. And they sit together. I think most of the time would most likely be the premiers and the prime minister and then other ministers supporting them. And that is to just make sure there's a targeted response to some of these challenges.
Okay,
the prime minister wouldn't know if we run out of diesel in Warragul. But Jacinta Allen would know that, from her assistant, the ministers. So that has been formed, and that is making sure there are, that we are aware of how many fuel stations across the country have run out of diesel. I think about a couple of days ago was about nearly 300.
Yes, quite a few,
have run out, and what they're doing is to try and bring that number down.
Okay.
Because why this is important is this, and this is where food security comes in as well. It's in some state, like in New South Wales, this is the sowing season, and they need their tractors to be running, and they need diesel. So that's really challenging. There may be other part of the country where people need to harvest their crops. Again, you need those big machines to run. So it's a bit tricky. And then something that comes close to home for those of us in the metro is that the trucks that deliver fruits and food to our supermarket, they need diesel to travel. So it's a big deal for the federal government. And this is where you just send out all your resources to make sure, and NGO is not so, I'm sure the defense, the foreign affairs and the trade have been very busy and things like that. And it sort of highlighted where our fuel has been coming from,
That is true, very concerning,
very concerning. So the Prime Minister has been working very closely with the Singaporean government. Because apparently some of our shipment come from there.
From Singapore, That's where our majority comes from.
Wow.
Which was surprising.
No, I had no idea.
But is Singapore not blocked at that straits? Or they been given access, or what's happening with them?
I think they're currently blocked. I
think.
Gosh, I think everyone is blocked except for Russia.
And South Africa.
China, South Africa.
Oh, wow.
I think some countries have been getting through. I think some Japan,
Japan,
some of the shipment going through. I think what that does is, even though our fuel has been coming from Singapore, what would happen is that if there was nothing coming in to Singapore, then the Singaporean government may be thinking, okay, instead of sending 10 to Australia, we're going to keep 5 for our people. And this is where relationships become very handy to make sure you have that. good relationship that we also get looked after as well.
And I think I seen on the news somewhere. Nowadays, the news being wanted, you got to like watch all of the news sources to kind of put together what is really happening. I think, just to be fair, I see a few reports that say that I think Australia like looking for oil or mining for oil in Australia.
Okay.
So, but we used to. I'm pretty sure Australia used to do that, and then they.
But I think it's like
somewhere.
the different political parties, etc. Like that's like a topic that they're challenging now, and they're kind of discussing it, which I think it's a good way to look like to kind of be independent, whatever that looks like, because it's not as straightforward as one would think. Like I would just think go in the backyard, start digging. But I think there's many things that got to get into place. Environmental issues, there's that. And I think that's where the body of politics comes into place. And I think that's where elections comes into place.
Definitely.
Because the party you could be going to vote for could be a party that's like anti that. But then another party could be pro that.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah. It's interesting because we are very unprepared when you think about it. Like our reserve can last for up to a month. So we need to make sure we have shipment coming in. But if things stop, then we could run out in within a month.
Which is scary,
But which is very different to the US. America have their reserve. So if things don't come, nothing is coming into America. They will just
they got their own
reserve. And that's what we don't have much of it here. That's a thing. Over time, there's been environmental laws that have banned things even like exploring whether there's oil. And those are the things that, for all good reasons, but then it becomes challenging in times like this. If we don't have reserves.
I heard somewhere, maybe I'm wrong, that even though we've got like 30 days worth of reserves, it's not like just opening a tap and we've got the reserves there. It's actually going to take a process to actually get the reserves.
I'm not 100% sure about how long it will take, but one thing the federal government did was relaxing of some of the laws around it doesn't sound good when you hear that, because there was a bit of dirty fuel. There was some laws that restricted, that the fuel has to be at a certain level. You know how there is 91 and 98 and all that. So there's a bit of restriction on that.
Quality,
and the government had to relax some of those laws so that we could get more of maybe not so pure into the system. So that those things are there. How long it will take to refine and whatever they need to do. So it could take time.
The process,
but they've been able to tap into that to make sure it's released into the system.
I think one of the points you made is that it's important for us to, although this is like a once in a lifetime kind of thing that's occurred, but it's important to be clued up on who we're going to vote for, because
that's a good point.
we need to make sure that whoever we're voting for can handle situations such as this. And be a strong leader and a leader that's going to, be able to direct the country the way that it needs to be directed.
Yeah, definitely. And I think to young people that are listening out there as well, I know some of you would be dreaming of being a prime minister one day, and I think this is a good learning for politicians or aspiring politicians.
True.
In the future, these decisions could be, you could be the one thinking.
You're holding the ball. You got the ball.
You think about these things. So I would really encourage you to observe what our leaders are saying, in making sure people, stay calmer, how are we managing the relationship with other countries. It's been challenging because, some people would have expected that US and other countries would have joined US. What's happening now. But it's been a bit very unusual.
It's not,
A lot of countries are staying back compared to when Iraq was invaded. So it's a bit different. So managing that relationship, it's really challenging. But then you need to make sure, you're not burning bridges.
That's the thing,
but
yeah.
also be firm in terms of representing your country and your country's wishes.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, I think that's hugely important.
It's a very fine line because you got to learn how to say no without making it sound like you're really saying no, but you're saying no. It's just politics. It's like a dance. You always, moving and flowing and ducking and diving because you never know the person you say no to today, maybe the one you need to say yes for you tomorrow. So it's just a dance.
Some of the easy words in English are very difficult for politicians. It's the yes and no answers are not very easy.
100%. That's true.
You can't just say yes or you can't just say no.
That's true.
There's context. And there is, all the consequences for what may be misunderstood or mistaken or misinterpreted.
Yes. Because then the voters, if it's a no or one word answer, the voter could take it as, oh, you've betrayed us. Emotional, damn it. And then you could lose that vote. Or it could work the opposite way. To be like, oh, okay, this guy's for us. And it could be, politics. But it's good to make an informed decision. This is why you got to educate yourself and know who's where, what they're doing, how they're doing it.
That's great. And I'm loving this conversation, but we're going to cut it for now. We will be back next week with another episode just to sum up everything that we've talked about and a little bit more on the federal politics as well, because I thoroughly enjoy this stuff. So guys, thanks for joining us once again. You know what you need to do. You need to like, share, hit the little reminder bell so that you get all of the notifications and you're not missing it. And also just send us some comments. Let us know what you think, what you want to hear from us more about. And we'll catch you on next week's episode, guys. So from us to you, see ya.
Peace.
Bye.